There were some disputes earlier in terms of importing fruits and vegetables from Indian market to Nepal, as there were reports of high pesticide residue in the agro products imported from India. The issue had even taken political twist, with the Indian embassy in Nepal drawn into controversy. However, an agreement was struck yesterday to end the long-standing controversy. Good morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanama, and these are the top stories of the hour. Nepal Communist Party strikes the elusive agreement regarding the leadership at various departments. Former UML leaders hold sway. School department goes to leader Ishwar Pokhrel. Dispute on pesticide tests on agricultural produce between Nepal and India resolved. Both the countries agree to approve lab certificates of one another. The United Nations Security Council calls on nuclear powers in India and Pakistan to seek a peaceful solution on Kashmir. And Atletico Bilbao stunned Barcelona in the season-opening match under La Liga. Aritz Azuriz clinches the late winner for the home team. The ruling Nepal Communist Party has finalized leadership issues at various departments of the party. The former CPN-UML faction has held sway in the agreement reached. Following a 4-hour-long meeting held at Prime Minister's official residence in Balwatar, the party sealed the leadership deal at the 32 departments, along with leadership at various academies. Leader Bamdev Gautam has bagged the deputy chairman and the leadership at one of the most sought-after organization department. Likewise, Ishwar Pokhrel has bagged the leadership of the school department, which was one of the bone of the contention between the former UML and Maoist center leaders. The former Maoist leader, Naren Kaji Shrestha, who had staked his claim for the school department, has been given continuity with the publicity department and the role of the party spokesperson. Likewise, the Foreign Affairs Department is headed by leader Madhav Kumar Nepal, Surendra Pandey at Finance and Chalanath Khanal at Policy Academy.
विदेश विभागको प्रमुख कमरेड माधव कुमार नेपाल, उपप्रमुख कमरेड सुरेन्द्र कार्की, जसलाई हामी राम कार्की पनि भन्छौँ। त्यस्तै नीति अध्ययन प्रतिष्ठानको प्रमुख कमरेड झलनाथ खनाल, त्यस्तै संगठन विभागको प्रमुख कमरेड बामदेव गौतम, ओके जाइए स्कूल विभाग चाहिए, स्कूल विभाग को प्रमुख कमरेड ईश्वर पोखरेल, प्रचार विभाग को प्रमुख म आफै।
Meanwhile, the meeting also finalized the names of 2 joint in-charges at all the 7 provinces. A secretariat meeting is scheduled for today, which will finalize the other in-charge positions. Groupism and factionalism within the main opposition Nepali Congress has intensified, with the party's 14th General Convention just around the corner. The polarization within the party is on the verge of transformation, as the senior leaders themselves have kicked off strategies to forge alliance with leaders from different intra-party factions. Leaders of the likes of Sherbahadur Dewa, Ramchandra Paudel, Sashanka Koirala and Prakash Man Singh, among others, who are vying for the position of the party president in the upcoming General Convention, have recently been making efforts to bring in leaders from other panels to their respective factions. This has come as the leaders attempt to consolidate their strength and influence within the party.
सिद्धान्त र नीतिलाई छोडेर नेतृत्व तहमा बस्नेहरू नै व्यक्तिगत नाफा नोक्सानको उसबाट चाहिँ अगाडि बढे, अनि त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ तपाईको अब के भनेदेखि अनि भागभण्डा अहिलेको प्रचलित उसमा भन्यो भने भागभण्डा। त केको लागि भागभण्डा? नीति सिद्धान्तको लागि होइन। तपाईको भागभण्डा के भने त्यसबाट प्राप्त हुने तपाईको व्यक्तिगत के रे आर्जनको लागि, व्यक्तिगत सुख सुविधाको लागि। त्यसकारणले तपाईको जब तपाईले जुन दिन नीति सिद्ध्याउनुहुन्छ, जुन दिन के रे चाहिँ सिद्धान्तबाट तपाई विचलन हुनुहुन्छ, त्यसको हुने त यही हो।
Nepali Congress has a number of issues to raise at the parliament when it comes to the party's responsibility as the main opposition. The party leaders, however, have become too busy in the inter-party factionalism to mull over the national politics and the country's welfare. Nepali Congress was mired in groupism since its establishment, which has further worsened in recent days. The party's departments have remained without leadership for the past 9 years due to intense factionalism, while its sister organizations too have been messed up due to the same. Experts have warned that the party's organizational structure would further decline unless the leadership mend its ways. A joint mechanism comprising technicians of Nepal and India has agreed to grant approval to the pesticide residue tests performed by the laboratories of one another. The joint technical meeting of the government staff of both Nepal and India reached an agreement to approve the phytosanitary or plant health certificates and certificates of quality and freshness of foods issued by the labs of both the countries. The agreement will come into implementation after endorsement by the governments of both the countries. After implementation of the agreement, the Indian government will need to grant unhindered permission to the supply of Nepalese products in India based on the certificates issued by Nepal's Food Technology and Quality Control Department. Likewise, Nepal has agreed to allow an easy import of the agricultural produces certified by the Indian authorities. However, in case of any foul play, both the countries can undergo sample tests of the products of one another. The Indian government has agreed in this regard after the government of Nepal tightened its grip on the import of Indian fruits and vegetables with excessive and harmful pesticide residues. Likewise, the government of India has been ready to put 31 Nepalese medicinal herbs under the import list. Meanwhile, the Indian government is to add to its 2 new offices at Krishnanagar and Gauripata to issue the phytosanitary certificates. Earlier, the Indian government had established such offices at only 5 of the 11 transit points. The blacktopping of the road section from Tikkar to Tauli Hawa in Kapilvastu has started to wear down before the project's handover. In this context, we had asked the residents of the district whom they find guilty for the inferior quality of the road. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public voice.
ठेकदारकै होला जसले चाहिँ हेरेर जिम्मा लिएर गरिएको थियो उसले अब मेटेरियलहरु सबै कुराहरु चाहिँ कमसल खालको राखेर त्यस्तो भएको हो कि
जनप्रतिनिधिहरुको पनि जिम्मेवारी हो उहाँहरुले कसलाई यो जिम्मेवारी कसलाई दिनु भएको थियो अनि ठेकदारहरु भयो
माटो राम्रोसँग फिलिङ नगरेर अथवा चाहिँ तपाईको फिलिङ गर्दा गर्दै तपाईको चाहिँ काँचे माटोमा अब चाहिँ कालोपत्री गरे हुनाले यो भत्किनेको मुख्य कारण पनि यो
इन्जिनियरहरुले पनि राम्रोसँग अनुगमन गर्ने ठेकदारहरुले ताकेता गर्ने हो भने ठेकदारले पनि राम्रोसँग काम गर्ने गर्छन् र बाटोका सम्बन्धित समितिहरु उपभोक्ताहरुको पनि खबरदारी हुने गर्नुपर्छ।
And time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And the question is, what should be done to make a dialysis treatment for kidney patients easier? Your options are A. Expand service centers, B. Mobilize private hospitals, and C. Improve management. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And time now for the sports update.
Sports news.
Barcelona suffered a humiliating loss against Athletic Bilbao in the season opening of La Liga match played last night. Played in front of their home crowd at Sam Mamisi, Bilbao stunned the defending champions by virtue of a second-half goal. Barcelona, on the other hand, dominated most of the proceedings, but playing without Lionel Messi, they found themselves in further pressure when Luis Suarez had to leave the pitch in the 37th minute following an injury. Meanwhile, Antoine Griezmann, who debuted in the La Liga playing for Barca, had an off day. Likewise, Frankie de Jong, also playing his first match for Barca, failed to impress up front with barely 2 shots at the opposition post. When it seemed that the two teams would split points, Aduriz struck a beautiful bicycle kick that found the back of the net in the 89th minute. The 38-year-old Aduriz, the former Spanish striker, has said that he would retire at the end of the ongoing La Liga. Meanwhile, Barcelona's attacking midfielder Philippe Coutinho is all set to be loaned to Bundesliga champions Bayern Munich. Coutinho was contracted from Liverpool only last season for a staggering signing amount of £142 million. The 27-year-old Brazilian, however, had a dismal outing for Barca, scoring 21 goals in 76 matches. He had also failed to win the hearts of Barca supporters at Nou Camp. The English club Tottenham were also in the race to contract Coutinho. Earlier, there were also reports of the Brazilian coming back to Liverpool or joining Arsenal. There are speculations that Barca are trying to bring back their star player Neymar, and Coutinho has made way for the other Brazilian. Now, with barely 3 months remaining for the South Asian Games to be hosted by Nepal, the home players are yet to undergo proper training. Even as players are complaining of lack of proper training grounds, the inaction on behalf of Athletic Association has already raised questions over the country's performance. The athletes should have been undergoing rigorous training for the SAG, which Nepal is hosting within 3 months' time. The Nepal Army ground at Lagankhel has been provided for these athletes. However, the facility is also used by other players from Nepal Army and Nepal Police, adding to the chaos. Meanwhile, the Athletics Association is yet to select the players for the upcoming meet. Some 61 athletes for 18 disciplines are currently undergoing training at the capital's Lagankhel ground. The squad will be trimmed to 42 players for the South Asian Games. These athletes are also required to go weight training at the Tripureshwar, while long-distance runners are required to train at Nepal Army's Bhadrakali ground. Meanwhile, there is a lack of coaches as well to train these athletes. And time now for our special segment, Media Watch.
The District Administration Office of Kathmandu warned Nepal Red Cross Society on Monday of scrapping its registration following corruption allegations. The office issued such a warning to the non-profit organization after it called for a general meeting while investigations on corruption charges against its office bearers and officials were ongoing, and the court was considering the legality of the organization's current working committee. The District Administration Office of Kathmandu ordered Nepal Red Cross Society to postpone the General Assembly and submit a clarification letter to justify why the organization's registration should not be scrapped. A case is also under consideration at the Supreme Court regarding the validity of the organization. The Nepal Electricity Authority revealed this week that it had made a staggering profit of 7.2 billion rupees this year, which is 149% higher than that of last year. The authority's profit was 2.9 billion rupees last year. Officials at the Nepal Electricity Authority stated that the authority controlled nationwide leakage that helped increase the profit this year. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli returned home on Monday after a 10-day visit to Singapore. Premier Oli had flown to Singapore for medical treatment on 3rd of August. Upon his arrival at the Tribhuvan International Airport, Premier Oli refrained from speaking to the media regarding his health status. However, the Prime Minister later tweeted that his health condition was normal. Premier Oli received medical treatment at National University Hospital in Singapore. He had undergone a kidney transplant at Apollo Hospital in New Delhi 12 years ago. This is Bipashna Tamang for Kantipur News Desk.
And those were our latest headlines. Our next English bulletin will be at 11 a.m. later this morning. Stay with us for more news and entertainment on Kantipur TV HD. Have a great day ahead.